The Pokémon Company has unleashed the most broken rule set we have seen since the start of Scarlet and Violet. For most of the last year, we've been playing a set of rules called Regulation G, which allows players to use any non-mythical Pokémon they want, but they may only use one Pokémon from the list of restricted legendaries, a group of Pokémon that are considered so powerful that even the weakest among them is stronger than Pokémon like Tyranitar and Metagross. This whole year has revolved around people building their teams to accelerate their restricted Pokémon to the highest heights possible, while simultaneously trying to stop their opponent's restricted from doing the same. A battle is almost always at its most intense when both players have their restricted legendaries on the field. Two behemoths, each squaring each other up. But the Pokémon Company said, you know what?
Double it and give it to the next person.
Starting in May of 2025, official Pokémon tournaments will be played in Regulation I, a rule set that will allow both players to use not one, but two restricted legendary Pokémon. Now, I know people moan and groan about legendaries, so even more of them might seem like a bad thing, but to most competitive players, this is preferable. These restricted Pokémon are so much stronger than your typical Pokémon that when you only get one of them, if your opponent's team lines up particularly well against that one Pokémon, it's basically game over. This is why Calyrex Shadow Rider has such a hard time against Terapagos. But with two of these restricted legendary Pokémon on each team, matchups become much less volatile. Usually, every reasonable pairing of legendaries will have at least a 40-45% chance at winning, even in their most unfavorable matchups. So, with the Milwaukee Regional Championships just around the corner, the second I saw this announcement, I knew I had to start preparing for the format. It was only 4 weeks away. But with so many restricteds to mix and match, where am I supposed to start? With a restricted I've done well with in the past, like Zamazenta, a restricted that feels like it'll get a huge upgrade in viability now that you get to use two of them, like Lunala? Should I try to slightly alter a team that has already done well in Regulation G, like Arbega Miraidon? With so many potential starting points, what do I choose? Well, I decided to start with the restricted pairing that won the Pokemon World Championships the last time we were allowed to use two restricteds at once, Calyrex Shadow Rider and Zacian. Real quick, if you don't know these Pokemon, Calyrex Shadow Rider is a super fast, frail, offensive Ghost and Psychic type. Its signature move, Astral Barrage, is a 120 base power Ghost type attack that hits both of your opponent's Pokemon at once with literally zero downside. This move is absolutely absurd, probably the best attack in the game, and if Calyrex wasn't already strong enough, he also gets a boost to his special attack whenever he takes a knockout. And while he's on the field, your opponent's Pokemon cannot use any berry items, which are often used to try to give your Pokemon extra survivability. Now, the other Pokemon, Zacian, is a fast, hard-hitting, pretty bulky physical attacker. As a Fairy and Steel type, it has one of the best typings in the game, both offensively and defensively, and its stats are just absolutely absurd, increased further by the fact that it gains a +1 attack boost the first time it's sent out in every battle. So with our pairing decided, let's get into building the team. I wanted to ensure that Calyrex hit as hard and as fast as possible, so I invested all of its EVs into offense and speed, gave it a timid speed boosting nature, and gave it a Life Orb for even more damage. I chose to make it Terra Dark for the Calyrex Shadow Rider mirror match, and gave it its two strongest attacking moves, Astral Barrage and Psychic, Protect to protect itself, and Substitute. Substitute is great for catching your opponents trying to play passively. They try to make a defensive switch, and suddenly what they thought was threatening to one-hit KO your Calyrex can do at most 25% of its HP. Next is Zacian. To get Zacian's crowned form, which we're using, it has to hold the item Rusted Sword. So that's nice and easy. From there, I decided I wanted it to be fast, hit hard, but also take a few hits along the way. So I gave it an Adamant Nature to boost its attack, invested all the way in its speed, invested 116 EVs into its attack to get a jump point for 1 extra free point of attack, and dumped the rest into its defenses. I only had 2 days to think about this format, so I didn't really calc for anything specific, so this bulk can definitely be optimized. That's true for literally every Pokemon left on the team, so I'm not going to go into as much detail for them. For Zacian's moveset, it's pretty simple. Its two strongest moves of its typing, Play Rough and Behemoth Blade, Protect, and Sacred Sword. Sacred Sword is a good coverage move for hitting Incineroar for super effective damage, and for hitting Zamazenta, a Pokemon whose Wide Guard can be really annoying for Calyrex, and who is suddenly very popular in this double restricted format. Finally, I originally made this guy Terra Stellar, but I realized I really needed a better matchup into Kyogre, so I made a Terra Water, hoping that Terra Waterization behind Life Screen would be enough as a defensive countermeasure. So Calyrex Shadow Rider and Zacian want to hit first and hit hard. So, to make sure they're hitting first as often as possible, the next Pokemon on the team was Whimsicott. Whimsicott is one of the few Pokemon with the ability Prankster, which makes non-damaging moves have +1 priority, meaning they go before most regular moves, whether or not Whimsicott is faster than the opponent. This makes Whimsicott a great Pokemon to use the move Tailwind, a move that, for a limited time, doubles your Pokemon's speed. That way, if a Pokemon is faster than our two threats, Whimsicott can basically cheat to go first and boost your speed, so suddenly our other Pokemon is faster than what was threatening it. From here, I gave Whimsicott 2 more moves that abuse Prankster. The first is simple, Light Screen. This move reduces how much damage you take from special attacks. My restricted restricted Pokemon aren't super bulky, so I figured anything to help supplement their survivability would be a good idea. And the other was Encore. Usually people try to stall out offensive teams like this one with moves like Fake Out and Protect to buy time. If they do that in front of Whimsicott, suddenly they'll be Encored, forced to use a useless Fake Out or Protect, forcing them to switch out. Suddenly the Pokemon basically does nothing. And for our last move, we picked Moonblast because, well, it's Whimsicott's strongest fairy type attack. From there, I wanted a defensive backbone, so I went with a Safety Goggles Incineroar with Will-O-Wisp to weaken physical attackers, a pretty typical set, and Rocky Helmet Amoonguss. The Amoonguss was here specifically because Choice Scarf Urshifu Rapid Strike is very, very annoying for Calyrex Shadow Rider. So I wanted a Pokemon that could hard counter it, which Amoonguss does. It uses Rage Powder to redirect attacks from Urshifu into itself, and thanks to Amoonguss's Rocky Helmet item, Urshifu takes damage every time it hits the mushroom. Plus, since Amoonguss is a grass and poison type, it resists both of Urshifu's water and fighting type attacks. Plus, less specifically, when using fast, frail attackers like Calyrex Shadow Rider, it is generally strong to have a Pokemon that can use Redirection to protect it. So this could probably be something like Polymeek Smeargle, Clefairy, or Ogerpon if you'd prefer that. Finally, I wanted a Pokemon that was good against Calyrex Shadow Rider, so I chose something that I knew was a pain in the ass for my Calyrex Shadow Rider, Choice Scarf Urshifu Rapid Strike. I just made it hit as hard and as fast as possible, and made it Terra Water to make it even better at doing that. With that, you have the team. Nothing crazy fancy, but I think it is really powerful. If you want to try it yourself, here's the rental code. So I entered the team into the first tournament I could find, which, because it was a Tuesday, was when I hosted myself. This tournament would be 5 rounds, with the 8 players with the best records advancing to the single elimination stage. How far could I go with these broken Pokemon? Well, to make it through the preliminary stage, I would need to win at least 3 of my 5 rounds. And if I'm going to win the whole tournament, once we get to the top 8, I am not allowed to lose even a single time. Let's get into it. Oh, and before we start, consider subscribing to me here, on TikTok, and on Twitch, where I stream this tournament in its entirety. I'm ScrawVGC on everything. With that out of the way, let's get into the battles. Okay, so I think his team is pretty weak to Scarf Urshi, so I'm actually gonna lead Scarf Urshi Zacian. I think this puts a lot of pressure on his pieces. Is it Incin or is it a Moongus back? I think it's a Moongus. That way we can like win an end game versus Urshifu. Rapti, thank you so much for the sub. I appreciate it so much. I don't know why I have the little bot set up to pop up when I get a sub, and it's just not working. And it's very frustrating. Okay, so if I Terra Water here, I have a pretty good roll on no bulk CSR, which it seems pretty likely that they are. So I'm just going to Terra Water here and Sacred Sword the Zama. This won't kill it, but it'll do a lot of damage. If they switch in Incin here, which they didn't, they're just letting me go for it. Very interesting. Ooh, that might not kill. Okay, nope. The first roll is always fake. So there's CSR down turn 1. And this is gonna do a lot. That is a lot of damage. So what happens now? They body press, they don't take me out. I don't really know how they get through my Zacian at this point. They bring in the D-Knight. They're good at E-Speed, if I had to guess here. Do I really want to be playing a guessing game here? I think it's fine, right? They have Stomping, so they can kind of pressure my Zacian. But I think it's okay just to do this. If they show me E-Speed, I bring in CSR for relatively free. If they show me anything else, I get to do a lot of damage here. And they're stuck in E-Speed at that point, so then I bring in CSR and it's kind of just game over. Because I can definitely 2v1 swing with Amoonguss. Yep, here's the E-Speed into Urshi. Urshi does go down. 07 Urshi, and now they're gonna have... Yeah, because they're even Helmet Incin, so they can't even... Their Helmet no flare, but it's Incin, so it's not like they can... really punish this. The last one just passed. Okay. So, yeah, I literally... I should have switched to Sledge Bomb, Gus. I Rage Powder Behemoth Blade. They can't really hit my Zacian. This probably kills because I'm not super bulky. Okay, it doesn't kill. Good to know. Pick it up just in case. Okay, yep, they see that my Zacian is slower because I am, I'm Adamant Zacian. So they go down to the Sacred Sword, and then CSR just cannot lose the choice band with the E-Speed. Dragon. Alright, so that's game one, pretty clean. I don't really know if they could afford to do what they did turn one. Like, they really did just give me their, they really did just give me their Calyrex. Okay, so yeah, this game's over. Boop, boop, and that's GG. After yeah, that does minimal damage. Psychic Sacred Sword takes him out. Good to know that that's all. So that's, you know, now we know how much Barrage will do. And that is game one pretty clean. I don't know what happens that game if they had switched in D-Knight the turn I just clicked Surging Strikes. I don't know. That may be that's probably an argument for doubling CSR in that position, is to make sure whatever I hit goes down. So if we end up in the same position, I'll keep that in mind. I liked my lead. I think my lead gives me a lot of wiggle room. I think maybe it's supposed to be Instant over Amoonguss. It gives me more ways to pressure the Calyrex if they remove my Scarf Urshi. I don't really want to be going for... Yeah, I'm going to try this. It might be a mistake that I'm not bringing Whimsicott, but when I was practicing this team, I felt like I was leaning very heavily on the Whimsicott. Ooh, okay, so let's see what happens here. So they are bringing in... Okay, so they have adjusted. They figured out that this was kind of spooky for them. So what do I do? What do I do? I think in this situation... So they... I think I'm supposed to just Behemoth Blade and U-turn. Right? If they fake out Barrage, whatever. As long as I break their... They didn't Terra and their Sash. So I actually think this is great for me, right? Because now I break Sash. I do get the boost. They do get the boost. So how does this change things? So... From this position, I think I want to Terra and click Barrage. I know I'm risking a speed tie here, but realistically, I'm not sure what else I'm supposed to do. And I think they will be pretty likely to assume they're faster. The only question is I don't know if I'm supposed to click Sacred or just Protect on Zacian. I think I'm supposed to click Sacred. I think neutral Sacred plus Barrage should kill this Incineroar. And if I'm wrong, whoops. Going for Psychic there was pretty interesting on their end. I think it was pretty important to get the damage, but I understand they were afraid that Barrage wouldn't kill, and it probably wouldn't have, given their Life Orb. Okay, so let's see what happens here. So they just Protect. Okay, so if I kill and they have D-Knight, this is kind of a problem, right? So that was pretty smart. They're definitely learning after the first game. And I'm not so sure if that Sacred even kills. Focus like 60. Yep. So actually, if they click knockoff here, I'm happy. Parting. Okay, parting into D-Knight is like definitely the worst case scenario here. They might have got me. I might have been boomed. Yeah, I don't think I live at E-speed from this range. Okay, they're definitely learning pretty. They're definitely adjusting pretty well. I think I just have to. I don't think I die. So they can only Terra one Pokemon, right? Let's think about this. So if I remove, I think I live one. I think I live one barrage from this range because I am pretty specially bulky and they're pretty obviously going to Terra normal here. So I think I do this, eat a lot of damage on my Zacian, and then kind of play the game from there. Their Instin's low now, so like if I can establish a barrage board, it should be pretty good. But given the current board, it's easier said. I could also just be vastly overestimating my Zacian. They didn't go for it. They got the read right. Okay, all right. When you get me, you get me. And they crit. Okay, sure. Sure. Damn, no, if I had just clicked Barrage there, they would have been in a lot of trouble. All right. So instant in now. And what do I do from here? I think... Yeah, I guess I just knock Protect. Just go for the double. Nope. Okay. Yeah, let's find out if this kills me. It should. Yeah. Okay. All right, GG. Yeah, a little awkward that they can pin me between the E-speed and their own. I guess I was supposed to, like, just cross, like, hold my breath and cross my fingers in that board, because it was kind of obvious what they wanted to do. Maybe they make a mistake and show me their back on. Okay, all right, good to know. So we go to game 3. So the last one was probably Dragonite. Our last one was probably Chinpao. I don't think Amoonguss would have done anything in this matchup. I think Instant probably was the better bring. So I think what we want to do here is I think the idea here is we want to go Urshi CSR with these two in the back. Doing it this way puts us in a situation where if they try to go, where they really can't responsibly go for the play they went for last game. At least not in any meaningful way, right? Look, I put down to Sash. This is kind of an awkward thing about Zacian. Now that I'm really thinking about it. Maybe it is a wins angle, right? If I led wins CSR there, like, I protect, I light screen. Yeah, I think that might actually be what I'm supposed to do. No, I'm sticking with Instant. I'm going with my gut. If they do the Instant play again turn 1, I just protect, go to... They don't have plot. They do have plot. So they could plot. It's a thing they could do. They could click the nasty plot button. How bad would that be? There's one more left. Okay. I think I'm supposed to Terra Dark, substitute, and go to Ensign? I think that's my play. Because I know this looks like it's putting me in the exact same spot as last time with the... Dragonite, but because I have the Zacian in the back this time, I will have a much healthier resist to beat it in the end game if we do it at that position. Now, of course, what's going to happen is they're going to nasty plot and parting shot off of my my Calyrex, and then I'm going to screen peeking or something. Oh. Yep, they fake. If they went for the exact same play, no, they barraged this time, which is a lot more neutral, makes a lot of sense, but isn't that scary. Now the new question here is, what do I want to do next? I think I'm supposed to just parting shot off their Incineroar and click Astral Barrage. I think that's the play. So they're probably gonna like knock me. They're probably gonna parting shot off me. So I will be a little weakened, but I don't think I'll be unhappy with the board state at that point. So being takes a touch of damage. And they are not. Yep, they're parting shotting, and this is why I'm kind of slow in Sims. I really value parting shotting second, especially in a format like this one. Like, exactly boards like this is why I want it to be slow in Sin. And Dragonite comes in. This is great, because you can't intimidate Dragonite, but you very much can do that. You very much can parting shot damage Dragonite. So on this board, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to bring in my Urshi. I'm going to U-turn off the Calyrex and click Astral Barrage. The reason I'm doing that is because even at my reduced damage, they will be taking neutral damage from U-turn plus a super effective Life Orb hit. So their Cali will go down. Like, there is no question about it. So I just want to get a good position here. I guess the only scary thing about this play is if they switch their Incineroar in here, which they are not doing. They are going for the Terra Normal. They might be trying to go for, like, Terra Normal, Break Sub, Astral Barrage into me, which would deal a good amount of damage, but I don't think it's actually a winning play in the end. Because this Dragonite sitting here is not good. With the CSR Terra, they are ghosts. They are Terra Ghost with Sash. Okay, they're just E-speeding into me. And I am Terra Dark with Life Orb. So if I win this speed tie and I end this turn with my Sash still intact, I'll be very happy. Or with my sub still intact, I'll be very happy. If not, it's still a pretty okay board position for me, I think. And nope, I lost the speed tie. This is still okay. My substitute fades here? Yep. So now I have traded my Terra for this board state where they have -1. This is still okay. It is still okay. It is quite okay. They have a -1 Dragonite locked into E-Speed. I have a full HP Zacian in the back. If their last piece is Zamazenta, it will lose to CS. It will lose to Zacian, Kelly, Urshifu, Rapid Strike. If their last piece is Zama, it's pretty similar. So here, I think I literally just want to protect parting shot off this Dragonite again and really, really stymie it. We have seen that our Incin is slower. If they just fake out E-Speed, whatever. Okay, that's fine. Here, I'm going to I want to knock off this Rocky Helmet? I think I do. I'm going to knock off Helmet and pivot into Zacian here. Was my plan if they doubled Instant? The Dragonite's -1. It wasn't going to kill if they doubled. So I suspected it was unlikely that it would happen. Okay, you know what? Sure. They Wisp there. That is a completely legal play. But it's not a play I was respecting. That's pretty bad. I think I'm supposed to sack Calyrex at this point, because he is definitely the least important piece I have left, and just throw a Sacred Sword into the Dragon Knight. The Instant's not too scary anymore, and I think at this point the Dragon Knight's like almost incentivized to switch out. Yep. So we can catch whatever they go for here. That is the ooh, the Chin Pow. Okay. So we are getting so much damage for free here. Right, and their life form. So that's actually a completely interesting. And they parting shot the Dragonite back in. So this turn, what do we want to do? I think we just want to protect, scout the choice item, and then go from there. If they lock E-Speed again, I think we just win with Urshi. If they don't, then I don't know what happens, quite frankly. Instant back, yep. Do I want to... I probably want to protect Pivot, because now my Zacian's pretty dropped, right? Yeah, we're pretty dropped. Sure, so let's protect Pivot. I'll get the Fake Out if I want it. And if they just take out the slot, then I get to bring my Urshifu in. And then from there we get to close combat. And should win from there. The Instant helmet is gone. The Instant's only attacking move is knockoff. So at that point I have a healthy Urshifu, a healthy-ish Zacian versus two pretty unhappy Pokemon. What are they locking? Fake Out. E-Speed. Okay, so they're going to E-Speed again this turn if I had to guess. So I'm just going to throw a Will-O-Wisp out. Just let them take Calyrex. Wisp here. I guess throwing a Psychic out is stronger. Because I might try to get damage with Dragonite. If both go down this turn, that is not a big deal. Damage. Carnage. Okay. I don't know why they did that. I guess they thought I wouldn't just leave that Calyrex in. So now we bring in the Zacian, we double the Dragonite slot again, and that should be game over. Can't hit both. I guess I could lose the E-Speed crit. I don't know. No, I don't like getting the E-Speed crit. The more important mon to remove here is the Dragonite, obviously. I didn't realize how low my Urshi was, I'm gonna be honest. So it's a little dicey, not like super dicey, but a little dicey. I don't think I hit damage on it, I'm not gonna lie. But I think this is still fine. I don't think they can do fine. I guess they could like throw a part. I guess they could like East Speed throw a parting shot at Zacian. That's probably the scariest thing they can do in this position. Yeah. No, maybe this is closer than I thought. Dragonite's annoying. If I won that speed tie, this game is not this close. If they parting shot instead of knock here, I start to get a little worried. A little worried. I don't like worried. This should be this is definitely not a 3-shot on my Zacian, and it is a 3-shot on this. So it might be a 2-shot. So Sacred Sword. Yeah. Knock. We Sacred, and that should be the game. And that will be round 1. That was tough. Okay, good games. Sure for the late round attack drop? That's right, Yo Tom. That's so correct. Why didn't I think of that? Because I need to be able to beat the bolt. I have to do it like this, I think. Okay, so this is not what I expected to happen, but it's actually not, it's not so bad. So, if I'd, like, they don't kill Whimsy here, I don't think. Life Orb. And... oh, shoot, do they? They have a pretty good roll, too, actually. So I have to Terra Dark here and click Tailwind. And Protect. That should be a pretty safe play here. They're going for Terra Ground Terra Blast here, or Terra Watering on the... yeah, it looks like it's just a really aggressive Terra Ground Terra Blast. I don't really see... I mean, I think... so they're gonna take some chip. I get this Terra... do I die? I don't. Okay, so we have a play. So we're clicking Tailwind. We're getting our speed control. Because we have spikes, that's fine. So I really don't think we're going to do very much damage here. Now I just... Light Screen Behemoth Blade. And I'm not sure how they get through this. Because I take this pretty well. Because I'm calcing no bulk on my Zacian, which obviously I'm not. What do we do from here? Okay, Weezing's coming out, so they're giving me the boost. What's coming in here? Zama. Okay, so Zama comes in. And they protect? If they protect, then I'm... okay, so... so I'm in Tailwind, they protected. I'm pretty happy just to Moonblast Behemoth Blade this slot. Like... or no, I think the obvious thing here is to go to Raging Bolt. So I'm actually gonna do this, because it still kills. If they just stay in an attack, this is slightly worse, but I think that's pretty unlikely here. So they tear it, but they didn't... They tear it, but they didn't go for... So why did they tear it? It just stayed in. I don't really understand that. So what comes in here? Wheezing? They've used their Terra. How do they... Okay, so how do they even get through me anymore? Because now I Encore... I'm going to Encore and Play Rough. It does less damage than Sacred Sword, but it does still deal a lot of... Did they forget I'm in Tailwind? Is that what happened here? Just clean. Sure. And now this turn I pretty happily just get my Tailwind back up and click Behemoth Blade, +1 into Wheezing. Right? Maybe they miscounted Tailwind turns. That's fine. Zama comes out, in comes Chin Pow. Okay, Pow can't really do anything on this board, thankfully. Big Behemoth Blade. Goodbye. And a big Tailwind. Do I get another boost? No, that's not how it works. I didn't think so. And now they bring in their Zama. So now I'm in Tailwind. They have a Pow. They go down to Sacred Sword, and they can't really hit... my Zacian very well, and then after they do, they have to contend with my Urshi. So I think this is basically over. Yeah, they put Sucker, that's fine. Sacred Sword, +1 Sword of Ruin. It goes away. And that should be game 1. I think I don't want to show Amoonguss because I want them to think Raging Bolt's a good adjustment. And now I just am searching Behemoth Blade in the game. Okay, good game, game 1. Right, because I don't think they have a 4 that makes me want to do anything different here. I do need to be cautious about if they do like something like really aggressive, like if they like try to E-speed my Whimsicott turn 1 or something. Yeah, there's always those mind games with weaving stuff. Like this, the amount of damage on the board, and speed control can fluctuate so much. And I'm a pretty frail Whimsicott, but I think I'm still supposed to just do this. Just run it back. All right. So on your second round, very nice. All right, he's going for the same lead. I don't... So what could he do differently here? He could double Whims. was I Terra, but if he does that, I get my CSR in, and I'm pretty happy. I don't think that's the end of the world. Like, I think I can just make the same play turn 1 again. I mean, they did lose a lot of value by randomly Terra grounding turn 1 last game, and I'm not sure why they did that. It's possible they might have... I really don't know. Best viewers on streamwhatever.com. Mods, whack his pee-pee. How do I... You know, Rappy, speaking of mods, I knight you. They terrored the wheezing this time. I don't really understand that. Is barrage? I don't know how to make them a mod. Okay, so like I understand the attempt here, but you saw this doesn't kill. Well, I guess that wasn't behind light screen. So no, I kind of get it. Okay, so I'm just going to double the Calirets here. Like, if you click Gleam again, that's fine. I bring in Urshi, and now what do you do? Or maybe I was supposed to light screen there. I don't know. Maybe I was not. I was just, maybe that was a little too aggressive. No, I don't know. I think this is still fine. And I bring in Urshi. I U-turn Behemoth Blade. Because there is no reason to let him get hit when I can just bring in Amoonguss here. Because, like, the obvious play is to Gleam and chunk down my guy, right? Like, that's the simplest thing to do here. Like, I'm showing them a lot of pieces, and I did lose my Terra. But, like, this, I think this is a pretty happy board. And they're Spinner POW, so if they want to remove my Amoonguss, they're going to pay the price. You've killed the Iron Thorns? How and... Yeah, that's what I'm talking about, right? Like, I guess if I do this in their last piece as Raging Bolt, it's kind of awkward. So I think here, I'm just supposed to protect and just, like, play rough the Wheezing. Because they can't really damage me here, and I... And they can't really do too much customization here still, and I want to make sure that if their last piece is Raging Bolt, I don't randomly lose to having, like, just a little bit left. What's coming in here? It is... Equalizing that squares off, because they're trying to kill. So what is going to eat this player off? Zamazenta. Okay, so this should be pretty... This is pretty cleaned up for me. So I protect Amoonguss. I know that you're in Sacred Sword range now. You go for Spinner. I'm pretty happy to switch back to Urshi from here and click Sacred Sword. If you spinner, I just U-turn off of you and attack. I think that cleans up this game. I think they didn't identify how annoying it can be for me. And there's that thing. Okay. Attack. Just a touch. Sacred Sword on Zenta. And yeah, now Zama Urshi Amoonguss beats Chin Pao Weezing. And in fact, there Chin Pao is taking more damage. Just for the sake of, like, completeness here. I just want to expose Urshifu for as little time as possible while he could be hitting into protects. And if they predict in Spinner, then they take Helmet Chip and they die to Sacred Sword anyway. Yeah, I don't really understand bringing Weezing in this position. Like, you do weaken my Zama a little, my Zacian a little bit, but he's just very thick. Like, specifically into the pieces that my opponent has access to. I'm just gonna Puff Sacred here. This game, I think, is over. I guess playing it this way, I could, like, in theory, lose to, like hitting the wrong thing, like crash crit clean clit, or clean crit. Pardon my language. But no, that's over. All right. So the name of the game here is this. They have a lot of Pokemon that are scary if they Terra. I need to force the Terra early, which is why I'm leading with Zacian. I think it is the Pokemon that pressures the most pieces on their team to Terra. And then try to clean up with whatever's left over, right? Because, like, a lot of their Pokemon are good against Cali, if they Terra, or if they have speed control. So I'm going to do this game 1, and I think game 2, we probably want to go, like, a slower, like, Amoonguss Calyrex style game plan, depending how this game plays out. Like, I think they lean pretty heavy on Rillaboom, Urshi Rapid here. Ooh, I like that trainer card. I like that trainer card quite a bit. So this is a pretty annoying lead for me. I think they are pretty likely to just go, like, Rage Powder Behemoth Blade or something. Or, like, Rage Powder... well, let's think here. So, they are Rocky Helmet. So if I think I want to... I think I just want a Sacred Sword and Hail Wing. So if I do that, then they're in a position where they kind of have to use their Amoonguss defensively as opposed to offensively. And they did not Spore, so this is, or they did not Rage Powder. So this is almost definitely going to be Behemoth Bash Spore. And so now they are in a situation where I can start burning... Now I'm in a situation where I can start burning sleep turns. The tricky part, of course, is going to be getting through this in a way where I can actually finish the battle in time. But I think Terra Water Zacian should be pretty strong here. This is actually the matchup that I switched it for. So I am going to just... They have Puff. They do have Puff, which makes it a little spookier. I think I am just going to Sacred Protect here. Just burn a sleep turn, and then next turn we want to go for like a... When they are Terra-ing, so they're anticipating a Psychic. And so I think the way we win this game is we just need to create as much ambiguity as possible. Okay, they did protect here. So now they are under a lot of pressure if I click Psychic. So I'm expecting a Rage Powder here. And if they're Rage Powdering, they can't afford to go... They can't afford to Wide Guard. So I'm going to just click Sacred Sword again and just slam an Astral Barrage. I'm actually going to throw Play Rough here. I think that's how we do it if we're going for this play. So he's switching out into what? Male Whale, so that's going to be the Urshifu, or the, my apologies, the Kyogre. And Barrage is going to connect with both. I'll take the crit. Now, if I wake up here, I don't. Okay, so I'm going to go to sleep. I could have substituted that turn. That might have been the stronger play. But now, I have Scarf Urshi in the back. If their last mon is Flutter, this gets a little weird. But now I Play Rough and just click Barrage again, I think. And if I don't wake up this turn, that's 3 turns of sleep, and I can start managing and I can start navigating the game with that in mind. They've already burned their Terra, so I think I win this game if I get the sleep, if I get the wake up. Right? Because they went for Rage Powder. Okay, so if I get this wake up, I'm pretty happy. Tyler sleeps. It's first turn to sleep, so it's gotta. And Zacian, he gets the 3 turns. Okay. So now what do I do? They O-Pulse, which does very little to Zacian. Now this over is super low. My Tailwind's over. This is pretty clearly the positioning they were angling for here. So what do I do from here? I think from here, is it okay to click CC instead of Surging? Yes, in fact, it's strictly better. So we are going to Sacred Sword CC here. That's fine. You go down. So you lose both here. Now, the last piece is almost definitely fluttering in the way they're playing. So I think I'm supposed to go... So how do I guarantee this win? If the last piece is not Flutter, can I guarantee the win? The answer is no. If the last piece is Rillaboom, then we lose from here. Okay, so it's Flutter. Why I'm not co-streaming on YouTube too? I am not very good at streaming yet. It is something I will do eventually, but not yet. Okay, so So if they... Alright. We're playing 50-50s, right? Because if they go Icy Wind Body Press, I lose on my Zacian. And I think that's actually the scarier play, so I am just going to protect close combat. And nope, okay, I got it. Why am I so cute? I don't know, Yotam. I really don't. Right, because if I do that, if I do the play I was... If they do that, and I just click close combat Behemoth Blade, I win. So that was a 50-50 there. Right? They made the obvious play. Is that something to keep in mind for next battle? Probably. Let's see how much this does. Maybe I even under... Oh, wait. No, that was never right, because one body press never kills, because they're not boosted. So it was always right to just close combat on. There. I mean... I threw it back in. Okay, so now we know for next one. Right, because Moonblast definitely isn't up here. Yeah, okay. That is game 1 on a pretty sloppy mistake. But that's where we want to make them. Yeah, because they were never killing there, so if I just... Yeah, Behemoth Blade, I Behemoth Blade the Flutter, close combat the... If they Icy Wind plus Body Press, that's fine. Alright. Just playing too quick. I don't hate the pieces I brought, or maybe... They didn't bring Urshi, and what I showed them was pretty vulnerable to Urshi. So is it possible that I want to go, like... this? With this in the back game, too? I think that is... Ooh, excuse me. I think that is what I like. Maybe not quite like that, but... You get the idea. Okay, so they brought the... Urshi, which is what I anticipated. So I am obviously very threatened by my Calyrex here. So this is the obvious play. If they Terra Steel here... I don't think they will, because I think Sacred Sword does a lot of damage into Kyogre anyway. So it's kind of risky. And this is a Terra Water Rapid Strike Urshi, so that shouldn't be too dangerous. Okay, yeah, I think this is pretty good. Alright, so the Urshi isn't Terra-ing. Shouldn't be too difficult if I get this turn 1 right. They just U-turned off me, that's fine. A little bit of chip damage. And they're going to take a lot from this player off. What is coming in here? That is the million-dollar question. 3-0, let's go. DK. Okay, so it is the Rillaboom. Gonna drop, that's okay, Scarlet. Have a... Ooh, that might be down to their own life force. Okay, they went for the Thunder. Okay, so they did go for the Reave, but that doesn't knock me out. What? Huh. I lied. I lied to you. I fooled you. But I'll take that trade. The Kyogre is the scariest piece here, I think. If you do drop Scarlet, have a great night, and thanks for playing. I hope you had fun. So I do want to bring in Callie here, I think, even though it's it's under a good chunk of pressure. What do I do, though? Hershey. So the play here is probably fake out surging the CSR slot. Like fake out the Amoonguss, fake out the CSR slot. So I am just going to throw a Spore in case they don't do it and switch into my Urshi. I think the name of the game here is the piece they have left, namely the Rilla, Urshi, and the Zama really don't like CSR. So if I can create a situation where these two, they are weakened enough that this is a real play I can go for, I'm going to be really happy. Yep. Too soon. It'll be good. Ditto's always good when. And they clicked U-turn again, which I really don't know if I like. Like, I don't know if that's what they should be doing. Okay, so they didn't bring Zama. So they have Taunt as their last move. They have okay. So, on this position, I'm supposed to... I'm just gonna Rage Powder Surging, right? Like, they want to taunt, they want to glide, glide won't get me. Unless they're Jolly Earth Drilla, which doesn't like they are. Get. They go for taunt, that's completely fine. Or is it completely fine? I think it is somewhat fine. No, finally, I think it's completely fine. Because rain should be over soon-ish. Let's map this out from here. So they're going to glide plus attack with their Rapid Strike Urshifu this turn. It's going to be either Surging, Close Combat, or U-Turn. None of which they are super happy. But they have 2 turns left of each. So I think I'm just supposed to Pollen Puff. Surging. Yeah, no, I think that's right. Because, like, they do have to beat the... They have to actually kill the Amoonguss eventually. And I think that's going to be the breaking point. And they win the speed tie, which nothing I can do about. Assuming it's a speed tie, which, you know, I can't be certain. They might be Jolly. And they crit me. Sure. 3 turn sleeps, crits, makes things pretty tricky. The only good news here is I think I can probably abuse their own stuff better than they can from here. Like, I throw a Puff here, I throw a Barrage here. Scrawington VGC. It's Scraw VGC. Scrawington is my cousin from the United Kingdom. Funnily enough, a situation where having the Sludge Bomb I was considering, that I realized, like, right after we started, would have been better, would have made all the difference. Rain's over, so, like, that's something. Do I win from here? I don't know. That crit on the U-turn probably was a huge deal, too, honestly. You know, I switched my Amoonguss, like, more specially defensive, because I assumed that, given the nature of this format, that having more Fizz Def, or more Special Def, would be valuable, but I'm realizing, excuse me, that even though that is true, the matchups that I want Amoonguss in are very physical attacker heavy. So that is worth noting here. Alright, GG's. Yeah, GG's, Jay. Made a very sloppy mistake in game 1. I forgot you didn't have your boost, so it was always safe to click Close Combat Behemoth Close Combat the Zacian, or the Zama Behemoth Blade, your Flutter main. But that's what these tournaments are for, to practice and learn and get used to situations. Good games. Okay, so if they are So here's the sitch. If they are modest, I outspeed. If they are timid, I live with light screen. Does anybody in the chat know? I think that's probably this is the last piece. Does anybody in the chat know? So if I'm them, I'm probably, they might be like fake out switching here, but I think that's fine, right? They don't have, oh, I didn't. Intrepid Sword, Zacian's ability. Okay, they have Heavy Slam, so like, I kind of have to Tailwind to cover for if they go for. It's fine, Yotam, because I looked away when the animation happened, so I'll never know. And I'm just think there's like a fake out in a Volt Switch here. Zacian proc first? Okay. Yeah, that's fine. If I get the stagger my light screen for turn. I guess they bring in what? What's in here? Oh, they bring in their own Whimsicott. I forgot they had that. I forgot they had a Calyrex. I'm not gonna lie to you. But that's fine. Because now I'm just gonna... I think I live in Astro Barrage. Now, they're not going to let me on. I'm going to anticipate that they aren't going to let me Encore them, so I'm just going to Light Screen and Behemoth Blade here. Fluff. Wins. And they are Cloak. And they aren't... Huh. I'm not really sure what their plan is here, honestly. Because I'm behind Tailwind, they're not. So I do get to just, like... This time I am going to Encore Behemoth Blade, because yeah, like, I get that they're trying to, like, pivot around to force the, like, the Tailwind stagger, but I don't know if they actually get there. Right? Because, like, you know, that fails, they Tailwind. Wins, they get the Iron Hands in here. Because I have Light Screen up this time, so I'm not even sure a Volt Switch. Oh, they're just bringing in their, huh, okay. So they got their Tailwind. I have one turn of mine left. I'm still behind Light Screen. Yeah, this is weird, isn't it? I think... Yeah, this is awkward. I think I'm just supposed to, like, Moonblast Behemoth Blade here and say so be it? And then try to win with my CSR in the back. Because, like, Barrage can do a lot. But okay, and they're confident that they're faster? That's interesting. If they're timid, I think I live with Light Screen. They are slower, good to know. We're locked into what? So now, Helmet of Amoonguss plus Zacian should win this game. Or Helmet of Amoonguss plus CSR should win this game.
They didn't Terra yet, but they can Terra Fairy, they can Terra Bug.
And they're actually almost out of their terrain, too. In fact, it should be the last one, right? Because my Tailwind and I click turn 1 just ended. Yep. So I protect here, and then next turn I just Rage Powder Barrage, and that should win me the game. Because then they have one more turn of Tailwind, both attacks go into my Amoonguss. Right, am I missing something? Nope, it is just standard specs, locked into the contact move, and the Iron. Okay, sure. So, yeah, neither of these two are living 2 barrages plus random life potion. Okay. Barrage. The reveal they are secretly Terra Grass. Just playing around if I try to go for a Psychic or something. I'm more specially bulky Amoonguss, so I wonder if they're going to pick up on that after this. Blast. Heavy Slam. Yep, and now we Rage Powder, one more Big Horse Blast, and the game ends. Hey, they actually had a chip, which is funny. Or the Rocky on the chip, I think. And Big Horse Blast. Right, because they're CS, they're Cali, and they're... Good to know that this thing takes 2 barrages, though. That's good information to have for sure. And there goes the hands to the helmet, and that is game 1. Such a Jesus. Back. So what did I lead there? Zacian has been so impressive today. I have been really liking this Zacian. User Intel, thank you so much for the follow 2 minutes ago. I didn't catch it. My apologies. I'll do the same lead, with the understanding that I may have to flowchart a little bit differently. The hands didn't do very much that game. I think that's just the nature of the way the turns played out, but given how little the hands did, I wouldn't be surprised if they leave the hands behind. And if they do that, and they bring the Ensign, it's a little aggravating, but I think we're gonna give it a shot here. I can't be sure. So Ensign Cali, I think it's a pretty reasonable turn 1 from them. I think I am supposed to just, in this case, I want to light screen and protect. I think if I do that, they can go something crazy, like taunt or something. But I don't think it makes too much sense, in the long run. I mean, they could Parting Shot here, but the only thing I'm really scared of is if they... Okay, so they didn't Fake Out. Did they taunt? They plot turn 1. Oh, I can Encore Lock. Oh, they did taunt. They taunted. Ooh. They taunted. That's kind of nuts. They just... That's kind of crazy. I don't live a life or a barrage. a +2. Oh, I do. So I am just going to try and catch them out, hoping they don't realize that, unless they're modest. Even if they're modest. I'm talking again, no bulk to yourself. No bulk, chat, no. It's protected. They are calling me. Every turn. That's really aggravating. And then his parting shot. Damn. Alright, so now I'm -1. They could Gleam. They could, like, Gleam Barrage here. Now that'd be pretty damn bad. And I'm not really sure how to play around it from here. They didn't burn their Terra yet. I think I'm supposed to, like, fish for the crit? Like, I don't really know. So now this is an awkward board state, obviously, right? Like I have my light screen, so it's, like, in theory possible for me to, like, click play rough, like, call the Terra and go from there. Seems pretty unlikely. The way they've been playing has been very prediction heavy. I'm going for it. They didn't. They were gonna let me do it. Huh. Well, we don't know. They just protected. That makes a lot of sense. Okay. So if I got this, if I win the speed tie and get the turn right, I think I still lose. So I don't think this tie's the same. Is the answer. But I'll feel accomplished that I got this call right. It's a cool call. I lose the speed. Okay, game through. So I think I could have done this exact same line, but had Urshi in the back to cover this. And, like, it seems pretty right, because given the 4 I brought, would I have lost game 1 if I didn't have... I could do this. Does this work? I think this works. I think this works. Ensign. And they are at Rocky Helmet, so wins the only Pokemon really threatens it. Okay, so this one for the same thing. Sure. This time I think I make a play that punishes them if they try to play passively again. So I am just gonna Light Screen and Behemoth Blade. If they protect Taunt, that's a lot less scary. Okay, there's one for it again. Or there's one for that this time. What does 120 spread mean? I don't know, Yo Tom. I have no idea. I'm just throwing a barrage out, which could drop. A touch of damage it is. Now, given what I saw damage-wise, I am just going to throw both attacks into the ensign here. Or you should, yeah, because now that's in range of my ensign later. And now I can Moonblast Behemoth Blade this slot pretty convincingly, I'd say. This less is because my opponent expected me to expect Psychic and went for Astral Barrage. Nice. Probably not. Efficiency. I'll take it. Now you parting shot off into your own CSR again, right? And now from here, actually, if it is Whims, I'm behind light screen, it is Whims. So I'm behind a light screen. How many turns are left? 2? I'm pretty happy to, like, just Moonblast Behemoth Blade, clear the board. Okay, switch off. Because now I can stagger the Tailwinds pretty well in my favor. Okay, you go down. You actually live, which may be better. It is better. Right? I think it's better. Because now they bring in the CSR. The CSR can't kill either of these Pokemon on its own. So they have 3 Tailwind turns left. So do I waste my Terra here? Or do I sack? I don't have a good sack. But that's okay. So I Moonblast. I Behemoth Blade. Interesting. Okay, because they don't know my back pieces. They don't realize that my win condition is them losing their tail down here. Right, so I have Behemoth Blade here. Because they're expecting a Moongus in the back. Okay. So I bring in my own CSR. I protect. Yeah, this is locked from here. Yeah, okay. I protect, I Terra Dark Astral Barrage, and then I Psychic Surging Strikes, and that should end the game. Right? Oh shit, they have 2 Tailwind turns left. Why did I think they had 1? Well, let's think here. Let's think. I'm out of light screen. Oh, and I think they had 2 Tailwind turns left. Or 1 Tailwind turn left in this. Ooh, I messed up. Ooh, I messed up. How are we getting out of this one, folks? Well, I protect, play rough, and if they get the turn wrong, I lose. I win, I guess. I messed this up. I miscounted my Tailwind turns. I'm playing very sloppy. Yeah, and they Gleam. And Gleam probably seals it. Man, sloppy, 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 sloppy. Well, if I get the double, now that they did that, if I get the double, and then I Terra Dark Barrage, I win. I'm playing sloppy? I don't know. I'm not locking in because I'm streaming. I'm having fun. Crit Matter. Okay. Yeah. I miscap my tailwind turns. Do da, do da. I whisper do. Attack the Calyrex. So da do da. I don't even have Jet, so I can't even like Jet here. If I had Jet over coaching, this would have done something. Jet might be better than coaching. We're gonna emitter a Gohan Esprit. That's a big claim there. Ah, they got me. Yeah, I got the double. I get there. Yeah. This team is fun. I feel like I'm not playing it very particularly well, which is interesting. I think, so the name of the game here is clear out the pieces that threaten, I think those are an Amphibiotropagos. All my friends are dead syndrome. Is Shroomer the appropriate last piece, or is Wims the appropriate last piece? I think Ensign's the appropriate last piece. Black Dog? I don't like that name for Zacian. I don't like it one bit. Okay, so they're faster. They're probably pretty bulky, if I had to guess. It seems unlikely that they'll double up turn one, so I'm just going to sub and try to knock the Zacian into range of a barrage. I'm just gonna B-Blade. In the past, there was like it probably doesn't anymore because something's changed, but I remember like the really frail Zacians actually had a chance to get Poke'd. Okay, so if they went into my Zacian here, I'm pretty happy. Oh, are we? Oh, we're speed time. Zacian's such a strong. Well, now I can Barrage Blade, right? And damn, speed time. So we're both max atoms. Okay. That is so much damage. Did you guys see how much damage that was? That was like 7 damage. Like, at least. So this is the speed tie that matters, because I don't think I eat it out. I don't think I eat a Human Blade here. Okay, sorry. Well, I mean, I'm not sorry, but it always feels really bad to, like, think you're the faster monster with the speed because of, like, speed tie animations, then realize that it's actually a tie and then lose the tie. That is, like, one of the worst feelings in VGC, in my opinion. And now here we just Behemoth Blade Psychic, like, or Astral Barrage. If they Dark Pulse, I bring in Urshi and the game ends on the spot. Not too much to say about it. And that speed takes so long for them, I'm so sorry. This is probably the Dark Pulse. I guess if the last piece is Golden Go, no, it's fine. He can play just the most damage off of a neutral hit, or off a not very effective hit. Can we take a moment to appreciate how cool the animation is for like all of Tropos' attacks? Like, it is cool. Like, it's like this cool, at least, if not more. And now I bring in the Urshi. They bring in the Go. Okay. So because they're bringing in the Go, do I take a turn off to remove it? I think so. No, wait, that makes no sense. Why would I? No, that's right. That's correct to do. I just hit it hard, remove it from the field, and then I win with the, and then I double the Pogos next turn. Nice and clean. Yep, here comes the big turtle. That's why I didn't recover water, even though I considered it. It's like +1 Behemoth Blade plus Surging. Ooh, does it get? It's a bulky Golden Go. No, I would bet that gets. Yeah, okay. All right. And then over here we just Surging the same person. It's so good. Zacian is. It takes so. It's such a thick horn too. It's like a thick dog. I am being consistently impressed by this thing. Bulky Pogos. Bulky Pogos. But not that bulky. Give you game one. So what happened in that game? I won a speed tie. That's what happened. Can I do that again? 50-50, right? But is it likely? It's about as likely as it not happening. 50-50. So this is not the type of team that I'm like a particularly good pilot of. At least not naturally. But this team, like this 6, like. Alrighty. We got Pogos roll up. Okay, I think that's a pretty reasonable adjustment. See what I did game 1. Is it an AD roller? It is. Alright. So what do we do here? I don't think they never saw our last piece game 1. So I'm kind of inclined to protect Switch Whims. And say, like, if you want to Fake Out, go for it. If you want to Calm Mind, go for it. And if they go for Calm Mind, then we Encore Behemoth Blade the Rillaboom slot. That seems pretty strong to me. And let's see what happens here. So they are going, yep, they Fake Out. And are they just Dark Pulsing? They are. I am very happy to encore this thing into Dark Pulse. Like, if I just Behemoth Blade Dark Pulse here, like how could this go wrong? Okay, so they're just protecting. That's fine. So I think I encore Behemoth Blade that slot to cover the switch next turn. So they're gonna just U-turn out, right, after they take the blade. U-turn out into probably their own Zacian, if I had to guess. If I had to venture a guess. But that's fine, right? Because I click on... At that point, do I keep trying to encore the turtle, or do I accept that's probably not happening and just trying to get a Tailwind at that point? I think it's pretty unlikely that they're going to just let me... They're probably just going to pivot, and I think I'd rather get some damage down on you so I can Tailwind and then get in either Scarf Urshi or Calyrex next turn and pressure to knock out the Zacian. I think that's what I'm supposed to do here. Yep. So what is coming? Is it Golden Go? So they left Golden Go at home this year, which means I really like this board if they are removing my Whimsicott this turn. They bladed my Winds. Okay, fair. So Winds goes down, I bring in CSR, I Astral Barrage Play Rough, and it's pretty hard to lose from that, I think. Like, I'm not really sure. Like, they don't have Protect on this thing. If you love Gastrodon, look away. Is this thing bulky? I have no idea if this thing actually has bulk on it. I have no idea if Sacred Sword kills. This is the problem with new formats. I'm just taking risks I probably don't have to take because I don't know my counts. Slightly awkward. Yeah, Sacred Sword. Oh, it's Berry. No, so I'd have to play it because it's Citrus Berry. Oh, but I'm a Calyrex, so no, I didn't. Whoops. I forgot. I forgot what my ability did. Okay, so they bring the turtle back in, and I just barrage. Oh, they press a rail, so I just barrage Behemoth Blade. Like, this is looking pretty rough for them. I think this is pretty locked up. It's looking pretty good for me. Yep, Glide, a good chunk. +2 here, and now you take +2 resistant Psychic, plus Sacred Sword, and that should be game over. You guys want to know something a little embarrassing? Prior to this stream, I did not realize that my... I did not realize that my graphics card was not being used to stream. So I figured that out now. I know what's going on now. But that was not good. That was bad. So now we Sacred Sword Psychic. And that should lock up the game. Good games. I think this is a pretty hard match for my opponent. Not having any pieces And none of the pieces besides the Pagos can get into CSR. Makes it pretty easy for me to just kind of use CSR to, like, clear the way for the rest of the pieces of my team. Oh my god. So, like, clear the way for Urshi's Zacian, which is already a lot for Pagos to beat. But we're all experimenting here. We're all trying new things. Yeah, I think they probably would... An Insane or an Urshi Dark, because we could probably do this team pretty good. But, good games. I think I just want to go, like, Whims, CIR, or CSR, to start the battle. With, like, this in the back. Like, I think a big part of my game plan here is, like, chipping stuff into range of my faster Pokemon. Counter hit, Shadow Rider relatively well, so I guess we'll see what happens here. So this looks like... Okay, yep, this is about what I expected. If they can pressure to remove me, then they don't actually have that much bulk, right? So I can just... Okay, so she switched to Taunt. Protect. I think it's fine to this barrage. They don't know the speed. They don't know the speed tiers, and they'd be pretty aggressive just to go for it. It's probably a Rillaboom swap. Skinny Rita. Ooh, okay, that's interesting. I don't think Cattle Swap is something I would have considered there. They are Terra darking their form to take the barrage better. Okay, that all makes sense. Okay, so how does this turn actually work? They just went for a Bleak Wind here. Okay. So they're going to take a lot of damage on their Chin Pow here. It's not a safe switch in. Bleak Wind misses. The Wind is the less important module. On this board, I think I just want to Moonblast and Substitute. The pace I sent to and now I want a Moonblast Barrage. I think this is a pretty safe turn now. They're Bleak Winding here to try to break my Substitute, which is risky, but I think is what she has to do on this board. Ooh, slow. Cool. Oh no, I'm past this. I'm past this. So this board state looks pretty good. I have the boost on my Barrage, Kyogre, plus Zacian. So how do I navigate this endgame? So I think it's they have one more. They have 2 turns left. I have 1. Okay. So it's impossible for them to both remove Whimsicott and Calyrex this turn. So I think I just go for Light Screen, because why not? Click Barrage. And, like, I think their Zacian lives here, and then next turn... Okay, they both live, just barely. my protect, stall out their Tailwind, and should win from there. Yeah. I bring my dog in. I protect. Barrage. Very interesting battle. Let's go. What is Zacian? He hit strong. He hit hard. He fast. He cool. She didn't see my Urshi in the back, which is nice, so I'm hoping that the Chin Pao is still there. She probably just won't. No, give it to me, like she did the first game. With how much the Astro Barrage did. Don't worry about it. So, okay, let's Rillaboom Pow. That seems pretty reasonable to me. This is probably like fake. This is probably fake out Crash. Do I just reveal the Urshi in this position? That feels kind of scary. Yeah, this is a good lead from Scarlet. Like I could burn my Terra here, but that makes the back. Yeah, I think I'm gonna burn my Terra. No, because if I do that, okay. I think it's okay to lose Urshi. I think it's okay to lose Ursh, and it takes a little damage from Fake Out that I'm just supposed to click the button anyway. Healing Ursh is a little awkward. Yeah, I literally get nothing back right away. Crash does connect. Now the scary thing is, like, I know I'm in range of Glide here. So, is it... This might be fine. I do this. I click Behemoth Blade. Behemoth Blade should actually remove the Rillaboom with Sword of Ruin. If they get the read right, that's unfortunate. I feel like it's a very me play, and Scarlet and I have obviously taught me how to play. So I'm, like, pretty sure she's gonna call it. Or, like, at least cover for it. I don't know if I'm gonna be happy at the end of this turn. Whims. Scarlet's End. Pow's coming out. Okay, so there was not a... Into Zacian. Okay, so they were not confident that that killed. It does. But now I don't kill either. So this is a pretty... Ooh, Terra round. Right, I sure did build this team. Oh no, they're water. Okay, I sure didn't read the changes that were made to the team that were made. Okay. So this still does a lot. Like, this plus player up should still get there. Yeah, 100%. And what is the pivot? It's probably Kyogre, right? Like, it's exceptionally unlikely that they didn't bring Kyogre at all. And there is the... So I guess we just, like... We just trade Tailwinds here, right? Because I don't think that my Zacian can go down here. So we trade Tailwinds, and that... I think that favors me? They B-Blade me. I don't go down. Now I B-Blade the Torn. The Torn does go down. And now they bring in Pow, and things get a little weird. Rillaboom. Rillaboom's in. Okay. So, if Rillaboom's what's coming in here, then I just Moonblast. Is it okay for my Zacian to go down here? I think so. Yeah, I think that's fine. They let me attack. Okay, cool. So what happens here now? Did I click B-Blade into the Rilla? Oh, I so did. Oh, you dum-dum. They Woodhammer. Okay, they were... Oh, duh. They were calling the Terra. So I think I lose from here, right? Because now Scarlet gets to go... If I had gone into the... I didn't Terra yet. Might not, like, strictly be over. So I Surging Strikes Astral Barrage. If Glide picks up, which it shouldn't unless they switch in Chin-Pow, and if they switch in Chin-Pow, then Grassy Train goes down. I have a boost, and then I can just, like, Terra Dark Barrage and win? I think? Yes. So in comes Pow. Glide should get now. It's a little... Nope. Yep. And now the question is, how bulky is Scarlet's Zacian? That is the question that determines the game. Punch. How bulky are you? Not bulky enough. Good game, Scarlet. Let's go like Wims, CSR, Urshi Zacian, it's very possible I want to Mungus in this matchup, but this is a weird matchup, because, like, if he's going for the Scarf Urshi, I don't think I want Tailwind. Yeah, I think this is what I'm supposed to try game 1. Instant Ursh. Sure. What Terra... What area is that? It is Terra 1. It is Fake Out Knock, Parting Shot, and Sin. So this is a pretty quick, like, I'm just gonna throw a Moonblast at this thing and pivot into my own Urshi. Stagger my Tailwind a turn. This Instant doesn't have Will-O-Wisp, so it's not really threatening my Urshifu very much. And go from there. That's so many games, Yota. Okay, so what's pivoting in here? U-turn there is definitely the right play from them, but who's eating this Moonblast? That's the real question here. The way they're hemming and hawing makes the Gothic wants to eat Moonblast, which ideal, in fact, for me. Zamazenta. Okay, so you're not upset about this. Terra is this thing? It is. Okay. And I lose my Scarf, but that's fine because I have Tailwind and they don't. So I'm pretty happy just surging here. If they Terra, the next turn I just Psychic Close Combat. Because I think I'm at a... Ooh, okay, they're just letting me get some good damage. That's nice. Probably should have put Close Combat there, but I didn't want to let it progress. That's what I was trying to play around. Whew. I did not. Close that was, even with the... Yeah, so that's pretty bad, huh? So Zacian definitely comes in here. I think I can just throw Moonblast to make Sacred Sword at this slot, and if they protect, then I can Encore and then just worry about the whatever's in the other spot this turn. I'm not playing very cleanly. Let's focus up a little. It's getting late for me. It's getting late for old Jacob. Okay. Hey, let me have it. That makes me think they really, really value the Terra Normal. I Moonblast here. Are they going for Parting Shot? Or are they trying to line up, like, Fake Out Urshi here? That seems pretty likely. Okay, Calyrex in. Ursh in. Or Instant in. No, that's great. So now we... How many turns of Tail are left? 2. So I Light Screen Protect here? Do I think I Terra... I'm gonna Terra Dark and Moonblast Protect this turn. Because I think I can engineer this position to make sure I'll have Tailwind for the end game anyway. So I might as well just ensure that I have my tail. I think using Terra Dark now to make sure I have my Tailwind later is stronger than using it on my Calyrex in the end. I'll take that drop. Hell yeah. Are they taunting here? If they're taunting here, then I messed up pretty bad. Second one today. Come on, Jacob, you're better than me on this. So this turn, they protect, right? Because they can't handle... Yeah, because they still can't handle, like, Moonblast Behemoth Blade, even at -1. So I do pivot out here. Actually, if they do Barrage, how bad is it for me? Pretty bad, isn't it? But I think it's pretty unreasonable to Barrage here. We did it! No way! Sure. Okay, fine. There's no way you were gonna live Moonblast. Oh my, they should live it too. It's really funny. I cannot believe they went for it. Wow. All right. It's pretty crazy. And it's game, right? Because they have Jet. Yeah, it's game over. Damn, I really didn't think that was very likely at all. Alright, it's game on. Itchy. I mean, I want to win, obviously, but I'd not be upset to get to turn off the stream, because I am getting sleepy. Maybe... I'm gonna try not bringing CSR. No, I need CSR, because I need a piece that, like, just lets me run over. Like, I need a piece that rewards me for getting my Tailwind up. I never found a spot where I can click coaching, but that may just be a matchup thing. Instant cap. Okay. Okay, so now I get to put them in a position where they never get to do this for free. So I get to click Surging Behemoth Blade here and say, like, I'm going to get damage now. Like, you can swap in Zacian or Zamazenta, whatever, but I'm going to get some damage down because you're not Wisp in Sin. It's not that scary. Like, if you Psychic my Scarf Urshi here, I'm not even that upset. Because then I get to bring in my Whimsicott, Tailwind, Behemoth Blade, pin the slot. Okay, so they're actually going to go after. They're actually going to let me Surging instead of letting me Behemoth Blade. Which is not what I expected. They would have Terra Watered, obviously. But I actually have a role to live this attack. Oh, they Psychic. Okay, so they go for Psychic. That's fine. Urshi goes down. And now we bring in Whimsicott. And from here, we click Tailwind. We play Rough, because it is just the stronger move on the majority of switch-ins. And we start to play the game from here. I think this is a relatively favored position. But I can't be certain. Well, yeah, because with the pieces they have left over after this... Okay, they're letting me take the CSR, which makes me think they're happy with this. This is probably Parting Shot, if I had to guess. They're going like Parting Shot out into Zama, or into Parting Shot out into what's his face? Into Zamazenta, and then have like hurt, and then like have instant, and then try to have like fake out pressure stuff going on again. But if they do that, okay, Urshi in. What is the plan? Because I'm pretty okay with hucking a Moonblast, right? Like I Moonblast. And I Sacred Sword. And I get a lot of damage down, and I have 2 Tailwind turns left, so I bring in my CSR, and then from there I can start, like, I think that should be good? I think it's a winning strategy from there. I can go for, like, Subslift if I have to, because they aren't pressuring my Whimsicott right now. Like, they can taunt me, but if I can protect... I don't land another player off, obviously, which is easier said than done sometimes. They're Terra-ing. What is Terra-ing? Terra Water on the Urshi? Sure. Okay. Oh, I think I see what they're trying to do here. So they're going to fake out Surging, and then next turn taunt? Or they're going to taunt Surging here? It is fake out Surging. Do I take it Surging? Moonblast does a good amount. Take that. No special attack for you. This looks close. That did like exactly 60. Okay, alright, so we do live it. Moonblast Sacred is still my best play, I think? Or do I have to remove the... I think I just messed up pretty bad there, actually. I think I had to remove one of these pieces this turn so that they can't taunt me and then have a... Well, no, I do live 1 Surging on a full HP CSR. But I don't know if I live it... Or do I? I don't remember what bulk my CSR is. Yeah, I may have just bungled this. The switch out gives me a little more room. Sacred. Helmet, right. Careful. Oh. I messed up. And that is... Can like... Well... I can what? I can like... Terra Dark Moonblast Psychic? If this play works, it's like not strictly over. That ain't it. Crit! Alright. the end of my run. I didn't play so well. I can't tell if this is a bad matchup or I didn't play, or if I'm tired, or if I mean, they played very well. Like, they very clearly understood the tempo of the game we were playing and took their time. So it's not like I can say, was it my, it's not like I didn't. It's not like it was anything but my opponent. That's what I lost. Very good. Okay. So, I mean, I'll just play out. Everybody who's watching the YouTube video, everyone say goodbye, YouTube. Goodbye, YouTube. Thanks for watching. This will be a video at some point. Kills me. Just like sneeze, the wrong button. Yeah. Thanks for watching. Bye. For YouTube. Everyone else, I really appreciate everybody doing this. I don't know how to rate people. I should be a good boy, should follow good Twitch etiquette, and grade somebody with my name. Who are we? Who do we know that is live? Nobody. Let's look here. Good night. Bye-bye.